What's up, what's up? All right, I am just getting some colors. Mr. Kitty, I hear you, dude. Why you crying? Cat's going crazy. Hi. So I'm just mixing some colors really fast. Trying to get some similar colors. Really just for right now, I just need like the brown kind of color and some white. Oh, what are you doing, bud? Tub. All right. So there's that. And I need some white. Can you guys hear him? He's just like on his cat tree, just singing the song of his people. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but okay. So we're gonna get started. Yeah, I think they look good. I might adjust them after the fact a little bit, but I think for right now they're gonna do the trick. Okay, so this part is brown, the rest of this is brown, this is white. There's a little bit of like different coloration here, so, but we'll see what happens. A little nervous about this, not gonna lie. I hope that this comes out well, you know. Yes, but it's like a pit bull mix, so this is a custom order. So I'm like kind of trying to like reference her dog. But this is a pit bull cutout, yeah. So I guess this kind of looks most like her dog. So I have a couple pictures that I'm kind of referencing to kind of try and get like the color scheme close enough, I guess. So this one's going to be a little different than what you guys have been seeing. We're kind of taking it back to my roots of like beginner dot artist Jenna days, where I didn't do as many mandalas and I really just kind of colored things in with a bunch of dots. So that's what we're gonna be doing for this one. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. Hopeful that, you know, I can do her pupper some justice. Hello. We're just getting started. What are you doing, cat? Can I help you? Yeah, I mean, it's like the more you watch me, the more you're like, damn, I want this too. New idea, I want this too. No, you're not late. We just got on. Thanks. Oh my god, this cat is just... What doing, crazy boy? He's so excited that I'm home. So I guess I should show you guys a little reference A little reference picture of the dog. Un momento. If I was really smart, what I would do, if I would try and figure out how to, like, you know, have like a picture of it in the screen, but you know, it's fine. I don't have time to figure that out today. So I shall just show you a picture. So this is the picture that I'm most referencing just for like the colors. I think that that's probably like the best one. But you can see that she has that little signature little brown spot in the white. And also, like, she has like the eyeliner. So we had to figure that out. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. What's her name? Is her name Honey, or is that just a nickname? I don't remember if you told me her name. I feel like I might have forgotten it. Jojo. I feel like I did know that. Maybe not. Jojo. It's a cute name. So yeah, we have someone pushing me out of my comfort zone to kind of try and do like a pet portrait type thing. So, you know, we're just kind of going with the flow. So I order these eyes from Etsy. So you can order single eyes. I can't remember. Is it one blue, one green, or they like have different colors in each eye? There's a shop on Etsy that I get these eyes from, so they might have something similar, but you can order like 2 eyes together, or you can just order like a single eye. So like I'm able to do like different color eyes. Yeah, you're welcome. Hello. No, I didn't really start it with you guys. I kind of showed it briefly, but I did the eyes and stuff off camera because it was kind of a pain in the butt. I think it's hard doing eyeliner on myself. I still have to adjust it just a little bit, but I mean, I'm going to probably be doing a little bit of black around it as well. We'll get there when we get there, I guess. But yeah, I guess maybe I should try and start it now because I have to fill it in with brown. So I'm just kind of going through the pictures that I was sent just to, you know, try and get the best kind of angles that I can. I know, she took your job, Sharon. Yeah. Nope, it's a dog. I was just doing it because it was a little closer to me. Alright, so I guess we need a little bit of black. Is around her eyes black, or is it like a dark, like black brown color? Yeah, I'll have to look at the pictures in Messenger. Oh, yeah. I'll have to look at the Etsy shop and see. Okay, black, perfect. This is a special order. This is a special order. So, never have done like really like a pet portrait before, but we're kind of trying it out. And this really isn't going to show much. I might have to go back in and like use like a little bit of a different like shade, because I have a feeling when this dries you're not going to see it, especially like under epoxy. But we'll do this for now so that I can kind of give myself a little bit of an area so that I don't put brown in this area accidentally. What kind of dog is Bailey? I haven't used these eyes before. No, I had to special order these eyes. That was just like kind of like a decision that I just kind of made on a whim, because I knew that I probably wouldn't be able to paint them very well. So I grabbed the eyes, and like if I don't like them at the end, I'll take them off. But oh yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have like access to like most like breed heads, you know? Like I can get a lot of different like breed bodies and, you know, full wooden pieces. But there aren't that many of like the full like front face on like heads on like the breeds, like a bunch of different breeds. So, I mean, I know obviously I can get a pit bull, but I don't know like the others, you know. Yeah, this is a pity. Yeah. Oh, you made it. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can get a corgi head. I don't know that for sure. But I'm good. How are you? Got a little bit extra black kind of on her nose too. But yeah, this will probably dry and you guys probably won't be able to see it, but I'll be able to see it because like, you know, it'll have little like bumps and lumps. So this will kind of help me as I go a little bit further down with the color, not to really mess it up too much, if that makes sense. Kind of mapping it out. Because once I put resin on this, it will disappear. Like I know that for sure. But is that little spot above her nose, is it pink? Like a peachy kind of pinky color? Pinky brown peachy color? Or is that also white? I guess there's like certain aspects of it that I want to make sure that I get, you know. Okay. Something like that. All right, anyways. Yes. So I'm doing my best to get like most of her important colorations. We'll see how I do with like blending the dots together. But I just want to make sure I get like the important stuff, because then like, you know, if you look at it, you know, you'll at least be able to like recognize, you know. Isn't she cute? I guess I should have just outlined this beforehand, but that's okay. Thanks. She is a cutie, isn't she? So, the other night, I didn't finish the butterfly. I really wanted to, but I did not. Or I guess not the other night. Over the last couple days, I guess I've been busy working on other things. So I did the sloth yesterday, just because she ordered it last Monday, and I just wanted to make sure that I got it done and she didn't have to wait too much for it. So I did that one off camera. And then I did the seahorse just for funsies. And I've been working on some more like keychains and badge reels as well. So I've just been painting a lot over the last couple of days. So here is the sloth, and it's not like color-wise, she wanted it pink and green, so it's not realistic at all. I mean, the tree, I guess, kind of is, but I guess I need to raise up my camera. Oops, my phone's plugged in, so I guess I should unplug it before I raise it up. But she wanted pink and green, and it's got a sparkly head, so this is a sloth, so I have to like prepare it for resin, but I use some color shifters as well. So hopefully she likes this one. And then the seahorse, it needs like a second coat of resin, so it's only partially done. But here's the seahorse. It's really shiny. I'm trying to get it so there's no glare. Here's the seahorse. Different. I didn't expect it to turn out this way, but I don't hate it. But I was trying something new with this one. And then the orange cat that we did the other day. It's under its first coat of resin, so it needs a second coat of resin tonight as well. Thanks. We're going down. I can't remember who it was, but I know that someone was on here recently and they asked like when I would, is it Jen? Maybe it's Jen. Someone asked when I'd be restocking like badge reels. And I like wrote down like colors that they wanted, but I can't remember who it was. But if they're on here, I did some. So if you want to see them, let me know. Yeah, I'll show you the butterfly. It is partially done, not fully done. So I didn't do any more to it than we did the other day. So lots of color shifters. But yeah. Yeah, so they're not heavy, you know, they're less than a pound usually. I like to ship priority sometimes just to make sure, you know, if they break, nothing happens. But, I mean, for me, I don't like putting nails in my wall. I also am not supposed to either because I live in an apartment complex. So it just needs one more layer of resin. You can see, like, on the edges, it's not completely domed. So one more resin coat on the kitty and then it should be done. Like right here, I need another resin coat. But I just use Velcro command strips. I think these ones hold up to 5 or 10 pounds. Either way, it works for it because it's not 5 pounds. So you just squeeze them together. And one goes on the wall, one goes on the back, and if you ever just want to like take it off the wall, you just kind of, you know, it'll peel off. So that's how I hang all of my pieces, since they don't have any like wall mounting things on the back. So I send these with all the orders. Regardless if you use them or not, I send one with every order of like a wooden piece. No, they're just command strips on their own. No hooks. So the buyer just told me the colors, and I basically had artistic freedom. The face was a cutout, so it would have just been like see-through, and I didn't like that too much. So I didn't want to do like a green or a pink face because even though those were the colors that she wanted, I don't know, I just thought that would look a little weird. And when I looked up sloths online, they kind of had like a grayish face. And so I used like a silver glitter from the glitter people that like I met her through. So I just thought it would be like a cute extra little touch. And then I used the same glitter company. But yeah, so kind of try to keep it like as basic and not like in your face as possible. But I didn't want it to be clear or pink or green. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I just get a big pack of them at Sam's Club. I think it's like $15 for like, I don't know, 30 sets. So, you know, I just buy them whenever I need them. Every like couple months, I guess. Depends on how many things of these I sell / how many pieces I'm hanging up on my wall. But they hold really well. I've had things on my wall for at least 2 years that have not fallen down. So, and yeah, I mean, as long as you're careful, like peeling the thing off the wall, it should be fine. What happened? What happened to my music? Oh, just next song. So, the like outline sketch part, that's all watercolor pencil. So, at the end when everything's dry, I'll just take a wet Q-tip and just very gently wipe away, and it'll take all of my drawn on line work away. So that won't be there at the end. All my guidelines, I guess. Whoops, it's off camera, so sorry about that. What else is new? I'm like the best at that. So for this this style of dotting, I just call it like clustered dotting. It's not quite pointillism because there's really, really big dots. But this is like my style of dotting that I did for a while. It helps when you're beginning because it really kind of teaches you your tools. And basically it just kind of challenges you to get your dots as close together without having them run together, if that makes sense. So I like to use this when I'm coloring things in. You know, if I'm not strapped to like a pattern, I guess. Sometimes it's fun to just color things in with dots. So whenever I do this, and I'm leaving this area right now because I'm gonna have to probably add like a little bit of ombre colors, I bet. But whenever I do this type of style, I start with the largest tools first and work my way down to the small tools. That way you can kind of get a nice random assortment of your dots where you don't have like too many of like one size right next to each other. It all just looks very random. No, I will not. I will not. I will just be coloring it in with dots. So this one is different than what we've been doing recently. But this was like my favorite style before I started really doing mandalas. When I first like started my channel, my name was J. Gron's Mandalas and Dot Art. And I changed it to just J. Gron's Dot Art because I was like, well, I really don't do mandalas very often. I do a lot of just like dotting. So I changed it. And right after I changed it, probably like a couple months after the change, I started doing mandalas more often. And it was kind of like a joke between some of the people that were regularly watching, and they'd be like, you shouldn't have changed your name. You're still doing mandalas. You're doing them even more so now. But yeah, this is like my favorite style. I mean, I love the mandalas. I think it's beautiful. But with this way, I feel like I can be a little bit more creative and kind of do a little bit more because I'm not confined to a pattern. You know, even though I make my patterns up as I go along, it can be hard to fit your pattern to what it is that you're painting, right? So this way, I just feel like I can do a lot more. So I actually prefer this, even though I don't quite do it as much as I used to. But yeah. And it takes equally as long. I don't know. I feel like there's not as much, I don't want to say skill because there is some skill to this. But this is a little bit more mindless, if that makes sense, because you don't have to like constantly think about the next part of the pattern, right? This all just kind of flows together. Sometimes I feel like this takes a little longer than doing mandalas because it looks like we're pretty full in, but I still have quite a few sizes of dots that I'm going to be doing. And I don't completely fill it in, but I fill it in a lot. So this part is where it kind of starts taking a while because you're going in with the smaller dotting tools, and just kind of filling in all of the little black spaces. So I figured we'd start in the middle and kind of work outwards. I don't know like what all we're gonna get done tonight, but I figure this part kind of has like the most of the design, and then the rest would be like more so the tan color for the most part. But we'll see where we get by 8 o'clock. We got about an hour. Yeah, the more that you do it, the more you kind of learn to just kind of go with the flow, I guess. But like with this kind of method, it's very, I mean, it's kind of trust the process, but at the same time, you know, I feel like you really can't mess up. Sort of. So like doing like the mandala, the pretty letters with like the mandalas on them, I have not yet. It's on my list, you know, I have a bazillion and one things that I want to do. I just haven't yet. The closest thing that I've done to letters is I have letter keychains. Hold on, my cat is being a big butthead. Hey, we don't try and go behind the couch. Go, go, go. Get out of here. Go, go, Mr. Kitty. So like I'm just grabbing one letter, for example. I do letter keychains where I dot on, but I haven't done like the big letters yet. I want to, I just haven't gotten to it yet. I'm fully comfortable with the letters. It's just, you know, when I decide to actually do it, you know, because I just have so many things that I want to do, and it's just hard to do them all, you know. Plus I like to work on things like when I'm in the mood for it, which kind of sucks. I mean, I do a lot of customs, so like when I don't have customs, I like to do like what I want to do, you know. So like even though I want to do the letters, I might want to do something else more, you know. So I'll do that first, or I'll work on things that need to be like restocked and whatnot. Like I wish I had, you know, I wish I was like an octopus. I wish I had like eight arms, 8 tentacles that I could just paint a bunch of stuff all at once. But I can't. So I have a show coming up in May, which I know is still a few months away, and I don't know what to expect for it. It might be a great show, it might be a crappy show, who knows. Never done it before, but I do know that I sell a lot of like keychains and smaller things at my shows. While I want to bring like a bunch of the animals and stuff, I have to be realistic, and like that stuff just doesn't sell at shows. It's like too expensive for most buyers. So like I really need to I need to restock my letter keychains because I ran out of a few of the letters, at my previous like shows over the holidays. I need to do more badge reels. My keychains are kind of getting low. Like I should probably make more of those, and there's just so much, you know. So much to do, not enough hours in the day, you know. But yeah, every time I've been going to like the craft store recently, I've like paused and like looked at the letters. And I'm like, oh, I really want to do them, but it's just not the right time. I mean, I'm sure I could if, you know, it's a custom, you know, if someone's like, hey, I want like a, you know, a mandala M or whatever, then I would do it. But right now it's just hard to make the time to just do some. Plus, you know, I got to pick a letter that might be popular. That's the other thing. Like, it's not just something that like anybody could buy, you know, it has to be the right letter, you know. Yeah, I will take my bigger stuff. I plan to, because I feel like, you know, the animals are different. I really didn't have those at any of my other shows. So, you know, potentially there, you know, could be some, you know, interested buyers, even though they are, you know, almost $100 or sometimes more than $100. It just kind of depends. But I do want to do like a few more dogs and some cats for the show, because I had a bunch of people asking me if I had like cat and dog stuff, and like, you know, I really didn't around the holidays, because any of the stuff that I did, I sold it like immediately. And I like didn't have the time to make more for the rest of my shows. So I said this last year, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try and just prepare for all of my shows this year ahead of time so that I don't feel like I have to kind of scramble to get inventory done. But, you know, we will see. I think so. I think so. An A. Well, that was one of the ones that I kind of was like, that probably would be a good one to start with. I feel like a lot of people have, like, you know, a name with an A. I was thinking A, M, and J, and maybe an S. That way, you know, the S and the J, if it didn't sell, like, my name starts with a J, my fiance's name starts with an S, so I could easily, like, repurpose it and hang it up, you know, and while I waited for, you know, it to sell. But my sister's name starts with an M, so, like, that would be a good one to do. You know, not that I would give it to her, but, you know, just kind of thinking. But there's this, like, background song or background sound in this song, and it was kind of like I was looking under my desk because I thought, like, Toby was near me, like, purring, but it wasn't. It was like a bird making a weird noise, I think. I was like, what is that sound? But can you see how, like, the black kind of disappeared? I mean, you can kind of, you can kind of see the bump still, but you can't really see it. So I'll go back over that with, like, you know, maybe like a dark black gray kind of color, you know, eventually. Oh, where's my swoosh stick? Gotta break out my swoosh stick. Yes. So one of my little, so sometimes I think some are a little bit more sharp than others. So what I would recommend is maybe just like, not much, but kind of pressing down on something hard just to kind of dull the tip out ever so slightly. And if that doesn't work, my technique is like I kind of just like I scoop. I don't just dip. I kind of do a little bloop, little scoop in the paint. So I kind of, and I do that with like the rest of my tools too. I'm a scooper, but that should help. At least that helped someone else who asked me that recently. Yeah, the tool I'm using now. Yep. Yeah, just press it down on a table or something hard ever so slightly, because maybe the tip is just a teeny bit too pointy. Some are like that. Some are great right away. But I have found that sometimes I have to, like, you know, press it down a little bit just to kind of dull the tip out. And if that doesn't work, it's the way that you're, you know, dipping it into paint. Kind of, you're not using enough paint. You got to use a little bit more. Yeah, try that. Let me know if that works. The music disappeared. What the heck? Awkward silence. Come on. There we go. Yeah, just be careful with that. Because if you snip too much, then it's not going to be the micro daughter that it's intended for. But yeah, that would work too. I just find if I just, like, I'll grab a new one and I'll show you. Because I have a bunch. All right, so we're gonna try it for the first time. Watch me get one. Oh, this one works right out of the bat. Of course it does. But anyways, so say that didn't pick up paint right away. Again, I was scooping, so maybe if I just dip, well, it works a little bit still. But anyways, I would literally just, on my table, just kind of go like this. Just a little bit, not too much at all. Just a teensy weensy amount. And then it'll work for you. Because yeah, I use this for like really tiny dots. Little baby dots, walking dots, and swooshes. Yeah, I definitely, I've gotten, like, I finally, like, found something that I was passionate about. Art was never my thing. I was never, I mean, I'm creative, I guess. But I was, I never did art on the side as, like, a hobby. And I also never had time for it either. But, I had a plan in my life about, like, what I wanted to do with my career and, stuff like that. And, like, I hated it. Like, I liked it, but I hated it at the same time. It was a struggle to get up every day and just do it. And, about the last year, I guess, or so before I, started doing this, I would get up every morning and just be like, I really just don't want to. Like, how long until I can retire? Like, this is ridiculous. So I was just hating it. And, like, it might have been the job that I was doing. I mean, possibly. I mean, I thought I liked it, but it was really stressful. But anyways, doing this actually, like, gives me some, like, feeling that I, like, never felt before. So that's how I kind of know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, I call it a swoosh stick, micro daughter, whatever, but this is an acrylic, like, cuticle pusher. I buy a bunch of these, and I also sell them on my website too, but I use the pointy side for teeny tiny dots and swooshes and walking dots, like really tiny details, smaller than like what the smallest dotting tool that you have can do. And then the other side, it's like flat, but also like not. I use this like mostly on my Christmas ornaments because they're like a flat, like plastic. I use this to scrape off dots. So you could use it on mugs too, things like that. So basically replaces a toothpick. Toothpicks are great. I used toothpicks all the time. But what I found with toothpicks is that, eventually they dull out, and then you just gotta throw them out and get a new one and, whatever. These guys, as long as you keep them clean, if you wipe off the tip well enough or they don't get like a bunch of paint buildup, these don't dull out, so it's like a forever toothpick for dotting, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. I definitely feel your pain. I mean, I definitely was in over my head in my job. But I mean, it was a very demanding job and I had put so much time and effort into like that area of my life that like, no matter, even if I left that job, I would still have a similar job, you know what I mean? And so to me, it felt like there was no escaping it ever until I was like, completely started over or, worked long enough to where I could retire, which I'm only 29 or 28. And so at the time I was 26. So like I was far away from retirement. So I always say that this was a blessing in disguise for me whenever I got let go from my job. It sucked, because, like, I don't want to say I was fired, because I didn't do anything wrong, they just we just parted ways. And it was kind of mutual, but more so on them. But like I agreed with their decision. Whatever, you guys know what I mean. But yeah, so I was butthurt about it because, you know, I was good at my job, but it's a blessing in disguise nowadays. Hey, what's up? How's it going? You have so many questions. About what? Well, I know they have a lot of paint there. I do know that. There's so much paint there. Thank you. Well, I actually sell dotting starter kits on my website. It has 3 different like full sets of dotting tools and a few other like helpful tools that help, you know, that I use pretty much on a daily basis. So I sell dotting toolkits on my website. And I just sell like tools too. Like you don't have to buy the entire kit, but yeah, there are a bunch of different ones. It is hard because, you know, deco art, while there's a lot of them, there are some specialty paints and different brands that have, you know, like the metallics and multi-surface and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I still mostly stick with deco art Americana, unless I'm, you know, doing like I call them specialty paints, but like the metallics and the color shifters, those usually aren't deco art Americana for whatever reason. Deco Art's version it's not really that great. Some of them are good, but most of them I don't like the consistency. So I will, you know, make an exception between different brands when it comes to like specialty paints, if that makes sense. So the enamel are used for like painting mugs, glassware, you know, things like that you have to bake to cure the paints. Obviously, like I can't bake wood, right? But if you're doing like a vase or a mug or, you know, something like that where it can go in the oven, that's when you want to use enamel paints and like sometimes multi-surface paints, glass paints, things like that. Those are all good for those kind of things. I don't do mugs. I don't do rocks. I don't do like glassware because I can't get those paints to work well for me. No matter how long I wait for them to dry, whenever I take them out of the oven, I notice that they bubble, and that pisses me off because it ruins them. I feel like it's because, you know, the manufacturer, they have the baking instructions on the back, but that, I don't think they account for like using dots of paint. So, I mean, I've still left my stuff dry for like, you know, weeks and weeks and weeks longer than like what they, you know, what the directions say, but I still can't find that happy medium of time to make my paint not bubble. So I just kind of said, you know what, screw it. I'm not going to do that. Yet. I don't do rocks yet. But I mean, I guess you don't need to use like special paints for the rocks because you can always seal the rocks. So like I could still use Deco Art Americana, but it's more so like the glass things, like the glassware, the mugs, the vases, things like that. Glass Christmas ornaments, things like that. The Extreme Sheen is a metallic paint, and I have a couple of, oh my god, I have a couple of them. That was dangerous. It's a consistency thing for me. Although, like, the gold one, I do use the gold one quite a bit. But, I just feel like there are better brands that have more of, like, an opaque color, you know. The Extreme Sheens seem to be a little bit, like, sheer for my liking. So a lot of trial and error has gone into, like, picking the paints that I use, and a lot of it has to do with personal preference, you know what I mean? So, like, even though I say I don't like Extreme Sheen, there are some other people who they do, you know? It's a consistency thing for me, which is why I'm a Deco Art Americana person, and I pretty much don't use anything other than that when I'm just using, like, a regular acrylic paint. But yeah. What do you mean, what about flowers? Have I done flowers? But the folk art color shift paints that I love so much, I don't like their consistency. But the color is so pretty that I, like, make it work for myself. You know, if Deco Art or another brand had something that was, like, the exact same, like, color payoff as the color shifters and a better consistency, I would be using those ones instead of the folk art ones. But because they don't exist, I use the folk art ones. I have a dazzling metallic or two, I think. Hold on, let me see. Again, I got rid of a bunch of paint. I gave a bunch of paint away, so I don't know if I still have them or not. I know I have a handful of Extreme Sheen. The pearl paints are nice. The pearl paints are nice. Yeah. Folk art has prettier colors. It's just the consistency is not as nice. So it just really depends on what I'm going for. You know what I mean? If it's a color that I, like, need, I will make an exception. But I will always, like, choose Deco Art first for most things. You did. You'll love them. Just be patient with them because they're a little stringy and weird. So you got to work a little bit slower with them, because if you're not careful, when you pull your tool back, it'll have, like, a string of paint on it, and it'll, like, you know, mess up your work. But if you're careful with them and you work slow, you can usually get them to work pretty well. At least I do. But a little bit of a learning curve with them. Like I said, if there was a different brand that had the same thing, I would do that first. But I have not found any. There's some at Target. I think it's Ceram Coat, but I'm pretty sure it's this, like, it's folk art. It's just renamed. It's from the same company, so it's the exact same thing, just, you know, a different name. But I haven't tried them yet. I might pick up a bottle next time I go to Target just to test it out. I also don't know the price, so if it's if it's cheaper than the folk art and it works the same, then I might grab those as, like, a replacement because, you know, cheaper. But I'll have to see. Next time I go to Target. Yeah. I only have a couple of them because I use a pearlizing medium for the most part. So firstly, check out this. This shiz is amazing. You add it to regular DecoArt Americana paints and it makes a pearlized version of itself. So love that. But if you don't get that and you just want a couple like pearlized pearl paint, DecoArt Americana Pearls is nice. It has a decent consistency. It's acceptable for me. It's way better than some of the other metallic colors that, you know, a lot of brands have. So I do like these, but there aren't that many colors of them, which is why I use this with a lot of mine. There are so many paints and like it seems really complicated, but eventually you'll kind of get it. You'll understand if you do it long enough. You'll find what works for you and what doesn't, and then it doesn't seem as complicated. The beginning part is just because you know, you're still trying to learn what you like and what you don't like. But so my favorite all-time gold is this one. However, you have to be careful with the way that you seal it. It works great with resin. It does not work great with like a spray varnish or a paint-on varnish. So this only works well with resin. It's my favorite gold. I think it's the best one, and I haven't found anyone like it. But you have to be careful with the way that you seal this. So you know, with that being said, this is my favorite one. However, I have been this was my top one before I found that one. This one is like a bright like gold though. So, you know, I have a favorite silver though. And again, it sucks because like you have to, this one's good. Oh, here's a dazzling metallic. This one is good. This is a good silver. I like this one a lot. And I also really like the folk art enamel, but you have to be careful with how you seal this. This is made to be baked. If it seals under resin, it's great, but it doesn't seal well under like a spray varnish or like a paint-on varnish because it's not supposed to be sealed. So I have a couple depending on what I'm using it for, but the Dazzling Metallics has a good silver. I don't have that in gold, so I have a feeling that there's a reason I don't have that one in gold, but I'll have to look the next time I go and see. DecoArt Americana multi-surface metallics are really, really nice, but you have to buy them online. So, it's a little expensive, but they do have really nice multi-surface metallics. I have a few of those ones. So, like, if DecoArt has, a sale, then I would recommend grabbing a couple of those. But I never got them on sale. I missed their Black Friday sale. So... Alrighty. The Dazzling Metallic, you got it in gold? Which one did you have to stir up a lot? The Extreme Sheen? Because, yeah, I had to shake that one for a while. I bruised my hand, like, right here because I was shaking it. Eventually, Scott had to take over and finish it up for me. I was doing it in the middle of the paint aisle at Michael's, because I wanted to make sure that I got a good one before I bought it, so I spent some time to shake it up. Yeah, there are two of them. This one, if you seal with resin, it's fine, but it's not fine with other things. This one is good all the time, but it's a little bright sometimes. It's a little bit too yellow. So, I got a couple folk art ones, and I'm still kind of trying to decide on those. They're nice colors, but the consistency is weird. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, if they've used like a folk art metallic, that it's like weird. Like, I don't really know how to describe it, but like you can't really dip your tool in it very well. Yeah, the extreme sheens, they separate on the shelves really easily for some reason. So like anytime I buy them, I have to like really shake them up. But after you mix them up, like I really haven't had an issue with them settling, if that makes sense. Yeah, so my go-to is a spray sealant. I love Duraclear High Gloss Varnish as like a paint-on varnish, but sometimes I have trouble with it. So like if you use too thick of a coat, it can be a little problematic. So I've never had an issue with this. Ooh, I don't know if I have any. This one's a matte coat, but they have a glossy coat. This one's my favorite. I love this. I use this all the time, and I know a lot of people use Krylon. I like it because it's like a UV resistant, so it protects from yellowing over time, as it says, UV light rays. It's moisture resistant and it dries really fast. So this one's my favorite. I don't have the gloss right now because I ran out, but I have the matte version. But that's my favorite, like, spray varnish. My paint on varnish is the Duraclear High Gloss Varnish, but you have to be careful with this. You got to do like multiple like thin coats and not a big thick coat, because this will like crack your dots as they dry if you use too thick of a coat. It's a lot of it is trial and error. I've learned all of this. Oh, there must have been a cat hair in my paint. I've learned this literally from, like, I taught myself. So none of this came from anywhere. This is just all me over the last 2 years ruining things and deciding like what I liked and what I didn't like. So, and that's pretty normal for a lot of people, we can give all the recommendations that we want, but you might not like the things that I like, just because it works for me doesn't always mean it's going to work for someone else. A lot of it kind of has to do with like climate as well, so like I don't live somewhere really hot. I live in Pennsylvania, so it's more humid than not very dry most of the time, but our weather fluctuates, the temperature fluctuates. I've been on for like an hour. I don't think I shared out today. I sucked. A lot of people came in and started talking to me, and then I got sidetracked. Yes, it's a Posca paint marker. This works really well with resin. It does not work for other sealants, it smears. But because I resin most of my stuff, I don't have to worry about this smearing. Even after it dries for a while, I've still found that if I, am not careful, if I go on with a spray varnish or like a paint-on varnish, it can smear pretty easily. So I won't use it on something that I know that I'm not sealing with resin, if that makes sense. But yeah, like a polyurethane spray works really well. Yeah, where is here? There was a reason this was upside down. There was a reason. Sorry that this is upside down for you guys. It's just easier for me to paint and not have to reach across everything that I just did, if that makes sense. Yeah, Krylon glossy, UV resistant, or matte. Just depends on what kind of finish you want. The Krylon UV resistant one is awesome. It's my favorite. I know a lot of people, they'll use like the Mod Podge glossy sealant. I personally haven't had the best luck with it. It ruined a couple of my first pieces where it felt like it was dry and then it actually wasn't, like a week after the fact plus, you know, and it stuck to the bubble wrap during shipping. So I don't use that one. I had a bad experience with it, but I use the Krylon. That one's a good one. And you can get it at like all the craft stores. I tend to get it at Hobby Lobby because that's just the place that I'm at the most. It has more of the things that I need in the price range that I need, instead of like Michaels or Joann Fabrics, but they also have that there as well. Thanks. This is kind of like a dog portrait. So I've never done one of these before. I'm hoping it turns out well in the end. So far, so good. I don't really have much complaints yet. But I'm doing like the easier stuff first. I mean, this part, I guess, had a little bit of detail, but I'm gonna have to kind of adjust my paint a little bit because she gets a little like lighter as it goes down towards her nose. So I'm gonna have to kind of try and ombre my paint a little bit, which might take a little bit of effort. Hey, ask away. You guys know I will answer the questions as well as I can. I actually really enjoy the questions because I may not be the best like tutorial person, but I do have quite a bit of little tricks and tips up my sleeve. No complaints for you? Good. That's all that matters. Oops. Not enough paint. No, really? I'm so sorry. Oh, that makes me so sad. Oh, I'm really, really sorry about that. Well, I'm your girl, but, you know. Oh. Are you doing all right? I mean, as well as you can be, I guess. The Enchanted Holographic. So, let me grab one for you. So, basically, it's a top coat. So, they say that you're supposed to have, like, the special base black coat, but honestly, it works fine over black paint. You're supposed to pair it with this, but it doesn't really matter. So it's really made to be like a base over, or like a top coat, a top dot, cot, whatever I was trying to say. A top dot or a top coat. So over a black base. So this one is a purple one. And so when it dries, it has like a, I don't know, can you see that purple shift to it? And of course it has that white base. So like once it dries down, you'll be able to see it a little bit more. But it works best over black or dark colors. I don't really like them over white. Originally, that's why I bought them, but they dry with a little bit of like a yellowish tint to them. Obviously, you can't see it over black, but you can when you put it over white. So it's a nice little extra touch on top of like a black paint, if that makes sense. So I'm just doing a couple of the colors that I have. I have like I think like a green, teal, a blue, and a purple, and maybe a pink, but you know. But yeah, so it's supposed to go over black or dark colors. How's your COVID doing, Sam? Feeling better? Yeah, the color shift white is, I mean, all of the color shifts are that way, unfortunately. You just have to really just deal with it. Of course, you know we're here for you. Both. I would probably use them for both. I haven't used them as a background before, but it would look nice if you like painted it on. It would look really pretty. But I've used them over like dark dots before and it looked really, really pretty. Yeah, I know. The only like real practice thing on here, most of this is just me showing you guys things, but these purples are me trying to use paintbrushes for swoops and I really suck at it. But the rest is mostly just showing you guys things. I need to get a new one though because it's full. The dragon should be here already, but because today's a holiday, mail didn't come. So I want to say that it should be here tomorrow because I live in the same city as the place that I buy most of my wood from. And so usually when I order it, I get it like a day or two later. But because I ordered it over the weekend and there's a holiday today, it's taking slightly longer than normal just because mail is backed up. But I would not be shocked if it came in the mail tomorrow. I know it was already shipped, so it's on its way. I can, it's white, unfortunately. It's one of those like empty canvases. I can if you'd like. I usually do them on a live. So, you know, if you're available to watch me do it, absolutely. Otherwise, I can, you know, I can do it on my own. On my own. It's up to you. I will like work on it on live after this one. So this one will probably take another day or so. I would think working on live. So I would probably start your dragon towards like the like closer to the end of the week. So like potentially Wednesday or part of Wednesday. I don't know. It just depends on how far we get with this one tomorrow night. But Friday, Saturday, probably. Because yours is the next custom. Yours is up next. So. Okay, well, so how about tomorrow? We'll see how far along I am on this one, so that I can kind of give you a better estimate as to like when I would be working on it for sure. I would like to say mostly like most likely Friday, but I don't know because I don't do lives on Thursdays, so. The place that I buy online, the 24hourcrafts.com, I have them linked in my bio. They have really nice prices. Obviously the price depends on the size, like the size that you get and the thickness. But I feel like their prices are the best because after you spend $35, it's also free shipping. They seem to have like a forever sale going on where all of their stuff is 30% off. And with my discount code, it's stackable. So you get an extra 10% off. So it's basically like 40% off of your order if you use my code and you also order from them. So I would recommend them the most. I have another place that I buy from on Etsy, but they don't have sales. And when they do, my code is not valid, but it's only a 10% off code. So they don't do free shipping. They don't have nearly the as good prices as 24-Hour Crafts, but that's my go-to place. 24hourcrafts.com. I have them linked in my bio with like my discount code. But if you just type it into your browser, make sure you use the code JGRONS10. And that'll get you your extra 10% off. but it should all be linked in my bio anyways, with like the automatic link. But my code, I think, is relatively easy to remember, I hope. It's just my username in all caps with 10 next to it. What do you mean by redot these? Like, would I make another one? I've bought wood at Hobby Lobby. You could get wood at Hobby Lobby. It's just there aren't as many options. So if you're looking for like a nice range of things to paint, you know, I would recommend buying it like from 24 Hour Crafts. But if you're only looking for like certain smaller things, or, you know, they only have like a slim selection of like different animals and things like that, I've definitely bought a few things at Hobby Lobby. In fact, a couple of the turtle pieces that I've done, I bought at Hobby Lobby. They do have some nice stuff, but, you know, it just kind of depends. I've done some gnomes that I got from Hobby Lobby as well, but it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Hobby Lobby it depends on when you go. So like every other week their sales change. So like 1 week their blank wood pieces will be 40% off. But if you go, you know, on an off week, you pay full price. So you just got to kind of pay attention to when things are on sale or not, so that you can get the best price. But, you know. Oh yeah, so this week is the wood is on sale. So that means next week it's not going to be on sale. No, but I have, like, you mean like rhinestones? They don't, but I have a favorite glitter supplier that does sell rhinestones, and I have a 20% off code for use. If you're interested. I have a couple different people that I have codes with, so. They don't usually, so Deco Art Americana is 99 cents, which is cheaper than pretty much anywhere else that you can buy it, so they're not gonna have a sale on that. Every once in a while, you might get lucky and they might be having like a special sale, but more often than not, no. I don't know. I might top dot like parts of this. It just kind of depends on like how I can get the colors on. Like if I feel like I need a top dot just to get a little bit more realistic to it, I might top dot it. But I'm not sure. I have not decided yet. Oh no. It is JoJo. So Down Glitter Holler here on TikTok and also on Etsy. I believe I also have their Etsy shop linked in my bio. Those are my people that I know they sell rhinestones. If you use code DOT20, capital DOT 20, you get 20% off. So I love their stuff. They have good, like, high quality stuff. I trust them, you know. I wouldn't say that they buy, like, you know, shitty stuff at all. You know what I mean? But yeah, so Down Glitter Holler, they sell rhinestones and glitter. Lots of glitter. Well, I'm glad that it's looking like her. That's the important part. Yeah, they are linked in my bio. 24 Hour Crafts is linked in my bio. Down Glitter Holler is linked in my bio. Oh So Cute by Jessica, which is another glitter person, she's linked in my bio. Wicked Gold is a wood supplier, but her stuff's a little more pricey. She is linked in my bio with code Jenna for 15% off. I'm trying to think, do I have any others? Lotus Laser Works is not linked, but they're a little more expensive, but I do have a 10% off code for them. But yeah, she will have a live tonight. There's a live. Yeah, Down Glitter Holler. I have one of my pinned videos, Darcy. I have her name in there, or their business name in there. One of my pinned videos kind of has like important things to remember. So I have that forever pinned until stuff changes. Like it has my live schedule and some discount codes and things like that. Yeah, you're welcome. But I'm pretty sure that there's a live tonight. I bought glitter. So, but yeah. Oh, I see. I don't know if they have them like in the same area. I mean, it's worth a shot asking. I know that, I mean, I don't want to say that she won't show you because I don't know. Maybe she will. But I know that they're usually really busy with the Mix It Up. So, I'm not sure how much they'd be able to show you. But yeah, check out their Etsy. They have quite a few, or quite a bunch of rhinestones. Yeah, Down Glitter Live has a Mix It Up Monday glitter mixing live tonight, around, I think, 9 o'clock. It's usually around 9 o'clock is when I usually hop on, so I'm pretty sure that's what time it is. And she mixes glitter till all hours of the night sometimes. But yeah, every Monday she has her live glitter mixing party. And I like to hang out on there and watch while I paint. Oh, hi, Tom. Thanks for hopping in again. It's good to see ya. Oh, thanks. We're doing like a pet portrait. Ooh. This will be the first of its kind. Any glow paints? Yes, I have. You're still talking about paints, right? Or are you talking about their glitter? Glow paint, I have used. I do like it. I have a few. And I think it's Deco Art, I think. Yeah, I got the Deco Art Glow. I do like them. The regular, like, yellow one is my favorite. I mean, it's your typical glow. However, what I will say is they're very translucent, which is good if you're using them as like a top dot, you know what I mean? But they still kind of leave like a weird kind of like coloration on top of your dots. Like, hold on, let me see if I can show you. It might not pick up very well on camera, but you might still kind of see what I mean. It's not really picking up well at all. No, this is an older piece, so I mean this one's not for sale. This is just for me. Yeah, you can't really see it. I mean, do you see kind of like the like tint between like the different colors? it leaves like a little film on top, and that's the glow pigment in the paint, so it's not going to be completely clear. Yeah. There's like a super glow, or like some type of like extra glow. I don't know, it might be at Michael's. I haven't tried it yet, but I have it in my like mind to buy closer to like Halloween and try it out, because I think it says that it's like supposed to like be really, really intense glow. But yeah, from the glow paints that I have used, it's not, you have to be careful, because it'll leave like a little bit of like a weird film. Like, I don't know, like it just has like that yellowy kind of coverage. I really don't know how to describe it. It's really weird, but if you've ever used like a glow pigment before, you'd know exactly what I was talking about. It's kind of like frosted, and depending on what glow color you use, it might be green, it might be purple, it might be blue, it might be orange, but it's always going to change the color that you put on that you put it on top of, because it's not going to dry clear. So not that I remember. It's been a while since I've used the glow. I think it's more like just normal. Let's see. I mean, I guess it has like maybe a tiny bit of like a string, but like it doesn't like stick. Like, I don't know if you can, no, it's too light. It is like right when you pull your dot away, but it doesn't like string over anything, I guess. It's not like the color shift paints, not at all. Definitely better. Do the folk art glows, are they stringy? I've never tried the folk art glow before. But yeah, I mean, they're really nice. I used it on some like Halloween ornaments that I made last year. So like that was really cool. And then like the Oogie Boogie that I have, it worked really, really well for as well. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Before I end my live, I just kind of want to show you what the glow looks like, for any of you guys who might be interested. So let me just put this under light, and then we'll run into like the darkest room in my house, and hopefully you guys can see the glow. But this is where we're going to stop on Miss JoJo for tonight. We'll pick it back up tomorrow around the same time, like 6:30-ish. Give or take a few minutes. Depends on traffic and stuff. So we'll see where we can get on this in the next like hour and a half, like tomorrow. And then if we have to pick it up on Wednesday, we will. But really fast, I'm going to like run with you guys to see if you can see the glow paint. So I just stuck this under my UV light because, no sunlight, but you can see that it works really well. So this is just like the regular, like normal glow paint. Like, it's not green. This is just the regular one. So yeah, it works really, really well. I would recommend. But I'm gonna log off here, you guys. I'm gonna go get coffee because Scott is running like a little late, but my Starbucks closes early, so I want to make sure I can still get my Starbies. But here is so far. I think it's looking pretty decent. Got to do a little extra in the nose, but that's all right. We'll work on it tomorrow. But see you guys tomorrow around 6:30-ish. Have a great night. Be safe. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. I do answer DMs. Let me just make sure I'm following you, because you can't unless I'm following you. But I'm following you back, so you're able to message me. So, bye guys.